Welcome, entrepreneur. This is Mark Newsom of VIP.YouCanMarketOnlineNow.com. As you can see, we're on a SERP page here for Google, and looking up here in the text box, I put in my name, Mark Newsom, and my moniker, Mr. Marketing, and look at there, the top listing, Mark Newsom's articles on marketing. And as you can see, the display URL is ideamarketers.com, their library. And what I want to talk to you today about, ladies and gentlemen, is a very powerful strategy that you're no doubt, already aware of, referred to as joint ventures. Sometimes you'll hear it referred to as JVs for short, or strategic alliances, or partnerships. It really doesn't matter what you call it, but this is an incredibly powerful money-making strategy. It's low cost, and it helps out all the participants involved, as you'll see in just a moment. But to set it up and to give you an example, let's say you have an offline business, and by the way, joint ventures work whether you market primarily online or offline. It really does not matter. It's more of finding a synergy between two different business owners, and there's a whole bunch of things you can do. But just to keep this really simple and to keep it focused and concise, let's just suppose you have an offline hair salon that you're about to open. And let's say a person across the street, to keep this really simple, let's say that they have a florist shop. So there's a couple of ways you could go with this. Number one, if you want to avoid the incredible amount of expense a traditional offline business would use by running advertisements in local newspapers and business publications and specialized publications and radio advertisement and, of course, television advertisement. These are extremely costly, and on average, most people don't realize this, but on average, when you use those kind of traditional sources to advertise your business, product, or service, you are typically investing, believe it or not, on average about 500% to create a new first-time customer. And that's one of the reasons why a lot of small businesses go under within the first 5 years or less, because they're so cash poor. See, the problem is, if you have to spend 500% just to get a new customer, think about that. Think about how much business you have to do with them just to break even before you actually make a profit. On the other hand, try this out, for example. Let's suppose you've signed off on the lease, and right across the street, as I mentioned, is your place of business. And before you run one dime and spend one nickel on conventional advertising, you go across the street and set up joint ventures, say with that florist, and then right up the street, the woman's another place of business where women frequent. And here's what you say to them. Hey, I'm across the street, that new business there, as you can see, I'm just opening up, and next Friday is going to be my grand opening. And here's what I'd like to offer your customers. Anytime they come in here and invest, let's say $25 or more in any of your products or services, I'd like you to give them this coupon where they can come across the street and get 25% off their first visit from me. It's just my way of saying welcome to new customers. And also, I have a special discount card here that anybody in your business that's an employee or an associate, you give them this card and they can get a lifetime membership where they come in, they automatically get 25% off every service and product that I have. Now, this is just a way, again, for you leveraging somebody else's customer base, because think about it. They've already spent the money and the time and the skills to develop an ongoing, customer base. And so what you want to do is leverage that. Because think about it. You don't want to have to spend, or invest, I should say, 500% to go out and find new customers. That's incredibly expensive. And that's what puts a drain on most small business owners. Now, just as a spin on that, here's another way you could go with it. Suppose you offered a free drawing in the florist business, for example, and you offered $100 worth of flowers on Valentine's Day, and the recipient's birthday, and also a box of chocolate. And you'll deliver it by special courier, either to their place of business or their home. It's better to do it at their place of business, because think about the incredible oomph factor and the wow factor you would get if you're sitting in a break room and a courier walks in. And in fact, let's sweeten the pot. Let's also have them carry in a giant 4.5-foot teddy bear. So this courier walks in to the break room and he says, "Excuse me, where is Mrs. Janice Jones?" And they say, "Well, that's Janice Jones sitting over there in the corner." So you walk over and you say, "Hi, Janice Jones," and she looks a little startled. She says, "Yes," and you say, "These are for you." And of course, you know she's going to light up right away. She's got a nice vase of flowers, a 4.5-foot teddy bear, and a nice box of chocolate. And she's probably not going to remember where these came from. You say, "Oh, you were the grand recipient of a free drawing that you entered," and then they name that place of business. She goes, "Oh, yeah." Now, what do you think's going to happen as soon as she signs off of that and that courier leaves that room? You can almost bet everybody's going to want to know, especially the ladies, no offense, what's going on, what's the deal, hey, Janet, where'd you win these? And here's the other thing that the business should do. They should leave 10 cards so she can pass out to women there and say, "Hey, they're telling me to tell you to go to this website and sign up for a chance to win this free drawing again next month." What do you think probably 80%, if not 100% of those people get that card is going to do? You guessed it. They're going to go to that website or that lead capture page in this particular case. And for those of you not familiar, lead capture page is just a fancy way of sending people online traffic to a specific page, and the only purpose of that page is to get your contact information, either meaning your first name and an email address, and that's it. That's what's called a hard sell capture page, or a squeeze page, or a landing page, sometimes you hear it referred to as. Now, a soft squeeze page is like a blog. In other words, you go to the blog, and off to the right, usually at the top, is a spot where they say sign up for this free newsletter, or maybe they're giving us specific free report or an audio product or whatever. But they can also read articles on the blog and click on different pages on the blog. See, there's too many options there. A squeeze page, the only purpose of that squeeze page is either they're going to give you their contact information or they're going to leave. That's it. Now, you're going to see an example of a squeeze page here in just a minute. But getting back to the reason why I brought you to this particular page on Google, by the way, ladies and gentlemen, can you imagine that? All of this free traffic. And by the way, if you look at this page here, you'll see that there are several links for different websites, and all of these links here to the left are referred to as organic or free listings. Now, if you look over here to the right, you see where it says free local ads. This is where, if there were some and there are not, this is where the Google AdSense ads would go. In other words, people who would bid by paying to be placed over there. These what would be called sponsored links, but there are none. For whatever reason, for this particular page and those particular search terms, nobody's bidding. So as a result, and sometimes they also have them over here to the top left, but as you can see, there just aren't any. So that could or could not be a good thing. But anyway, all the traffic here is organic traffic, and based on whatever Google's current algorithm is, and only Google knows, it's top secret, so there's no telling. And these links will change from time to time. You could come back here maybe next week and my listing won't be number one, but since it is number one here, I want to take you inside here and when we take a look at this page, and there's something I want to show you, and here's the reason why I am talking about this, about joint ventures, because I want you to see this. So we're going to click on this, and this is going to take you to Ideal Marketers, and I have an account with them. And here are the 3 articles. I don't know if you can see them. Right down here where I'm moving the cursor is where these 3 articles are that I've written. But this is what I want you to understand about joint ventures and what makes them so powerful. And this is the reason why I'm talking to you about them. Idea marketers. Think of idea marketers as a TV station for a moment. They have this giant audience of millions of people who depend on them for programming. So what they want to do is they want to put content on this site that's going to attract eyeballs. So what they do is they allow people like myself to supply them with content. In exchange, people like myself get free exposure to millions of in this case of ideal marketers, millions of eyeballs every month. And if the people coming to this site like what they see, they're more than likely to sign up for your newsletter or opt into your list to get whatever free information that you might be offering. And hopefully, if you are writing articles, and this is a very powerful way to do a couple of things, ladies and gentlemen. Number one, it positions you as an expert in your industry. Number two, it's an incredible way, if you use it correctly, to lead generate. In other words, people come here, they read these articles, and at the bottom of the article, in what's called your resource box, you should be leading them not to your blog, lead them to a lead capture page. In other words, you want to have a specific page that they can either come to and either give you their name and email address to receive your powerful free, what some people call ethical bribe, or they leave. That's it. In fact, if you look up here, it gives a little bio about Mark Newsom and who I am. And at the bottom here, I don't know if you can see it, it says rush over to www.vip.youcanmarketonlinenow.com. When you go to that website, ladies and gentlemen, you're going to have you're going to a lead capture page. So either you're going to opt in to get the powerful free information that's being offered at that site, or you're going to leave. And either way is okay, because that information is for the people who it's for, not who it's not. So the power of joint ventures is simply this. You can leverage somebody else's assets, their credibility, their knowledge, their expertise, their customer service, and on and on and on and on. Joint venturing is a powerful way for you to probably earn an additional 25% in your business right now within the next 90 days. Ladies and gentlemen, hopefully you see the benefit of this and how you can cash in with it. This is Mark Newsom of vip.youcanmarketonlinenow.com with today's Marketing Minute. We'll see you soon.